Excuses are not always spoken out loud. Sometimes they sound like, I don't have support. Or, what if it doesn't work? What I found out is that excuses don't stop the dream. They stop the dreamer. Welcome to Make Your Move. In this episode, I discuss stop the excuses before they stop you. Right. See, excuses are mental shields. They tend to protect your comfort zone, not your future. Yes, that place where you feel comfortable, that's what excuses protect. See, I describe excuse as a reason that sounds true enough to stop you from trying. A reason that sounds true enough to stop you from trying. That's the way I describe excuse. The dangerous part is that excuses feel logical. They feel reasonable, and sometimes they even feel wise. You justify it, you can define them and explain them. You can even get people's sympathy for your excuses. But you see, while you are explaining your excuses, someone else is executing, someone else is taking action. Now, let's look at some familiar excuses. Some people might say, I don't have money yet. That becomes a good excuse not to take any action. Some other person might say, I don't have a mentor. You know, there are popular ones also like, the country is too hard. There's no need trying. I have, everywhere I look, it's difficult to make anything happen. And some others even feel they are not good enough. Or those who believe that their parents do not support them. All these are excuses that sound valid and sound real to us sometimes. Guess what? Someone in the same story is already moving. Someone with the same kind of story is moving already, is taking action, is executing. Someone without money is starting small. Another person without a mentor is learning from YouTube. And of course, in the same hard country, people are building quietly. The difference is not always lack of opportunity. Sometimes the difference is not taking ownership of our situation. I was told about a lady who kept saying I would start my clothing brand if I had a sewing machine, The person was interested in the fashion industry. And that was the person's excuse. Until she gets a sewing machine, she can't start. Another person started with used shirts and heat transfer labels. And the person was promoting on Instagram. And that was how the person started small, while the other person was busy waiting for when they would get a good sewing machine. This person who started didn't have a factory and didn't have any big capital. There was no perfect setup for them to start. But today, the person has tellers working for them. And this is not just one kind of story. In other industries, there are similar stories. People who choose to start small instead of sitting and giving excuses. The excuse for this other person wasn't lack of resources. It was lack of creativity and courage. that issue of sewing machine was just something to hold on to. The point is that the person was lacking courage and didn't think deep enough to, reach their creativity and do something with what they have already. And this is the part we don't admit. Excuses don't really come from reality. They come from fear. Fear of embarrassment. Fear of responsibility. Fear of being seen trying. Some people don't just want people to see that they are trying. They don't want to be told you're hustling or something. I believe it's not always that you can't. It's that you don't want to look like a beginner. I mean, many people would not like to post and get 3 likes on social media. And they say, look at how your social media is not doing so well. You don't want to launch and nobody buys. That's part of the fear. You don't want to try and then people will say, I thought he said he was serious. But guess what? These are some of the things that build someone's capacity as they keep pushing the courage to move in spite of reasons to give excuse. And so they find excuses comfortable instead of, being told you have only 3 likes. You decide to give excuses. And excuses feel safer. It feels safer to give excuse than feeling disappointed. But I'll have a wake-up call for you. Nobody changes the world under perfect conditions. Check the history. Check people's stories. You discover that everyone who ever did something reasonable, something to be reckoned with, had to be courageous and live above things that could have become their excuses. See, people do big things with small starts. People have uncertain starts. They have imperfect starts. Even in my own life, I have reasons and stories of imperfect starts. Now, write this down somewhere. The more I defend my excuses, the more I delay my future. Read it again after you write it. The more I defend my excuses, the more I delay my future. See, every excuse you protect is a dream you postpone. And postponing a dream long enough turns into regrets. And so here is your move today. What is one excuse you've been hiding behind? Not the one that sounds smart. The real one. Is it comfort? Is it waiting for validation? Don't think too much about it. Just admit it. Calling it out is the first step to stopping it. Till we meet in the next episode, I encourage you to kill the excuses and make your move.